Good morning and welcome to the Senior Hour, which is sponsored by Comfort Keepers in-Home Care, Santa Clarita Hearing Center, and Traditions Healthcare. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host,
Dr. Gene Dorio.
on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS. This is a show for, about, and by seniors, giving information to enhance one's quality of life. And our first guest this morning is Phil Nordella, who's in the real estate business.
I am.
Welcome back.
It's true. Thank you so
My goodness,
much. I know.
it's been a long
Well,
time.
you had me on.
Long time, a decade.
You had me on a year and a half ago, and so I'm not exactly sure what I did right or wrong, but you know what? I'm so happy to be back.
Well, you did
Thank
something
you.
right
I
because you're
did.
here.
I did. I just have to know what I did right to maybe get, maybe it won't be another year and a half.
Well, just keep doing what you're doing, and you'll be back here again.
I like
That's
it.
right.
I like it.
So, what are we talking about other than real estate today?
Other than real estate, well, let's see.
Let's see.
I'm coming close to my 40th, being married 40 years. That's great.
Whoa.
40 years.
40 years.
Of course, that's just 6 different women, but I mean, that still counts, correct? I mean, no,
and
come
you
on.
have six
Come
different
on.
children.
6 different children. No, actually, I'm actually coming up to 40 years with my lovely bride, Judith Hazel. I had to marry her because of that name, Judith Hazel Brewster, and it's been awesome. We got 3 kids that are grown and flown, and it's we've got 3 grandkids, and life's good. Life's good.
I've got you beat.
I'll bet you
I
do.
got
Go
you
ahead.
beat.
Go ahead. I'll show you mine. You show me yours. Go ahead.
I have 6 grandchildren
My
and
goodness.
6 great-grandchildren.
Oh, that's impossible.
Yes, yes,
No
yes.
way.
Yes,
Wow. Good for you.
yeah.
My oldest
And-
grandchild is 3.5, and she has me wrapped right here.
Right around that little finger.
I
Oh,
bet.
yes.
Ridiculous.
They do have a way of doing that, don't they?
Ridiculous. Yes. And then I've got 2 6-month-olds. Yeah. So the 3,
yes.
2 6-month and 1 3.5. So, but they're just incredible.
So, do you like being grandpa?
I absolutely love it. Here's the problem. The problem is then the kids decide that they want to move away. And so I had just had one take my 6-month-old granddaughter to Washington. He went from Santa Barbara to Washington. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what he was thinking. But then I've got another son who sells real estate in Oxnard, and he does really, really well. He sells probably 70 homes a year out in Oxnard, and he bought a lakefront property that he's completely gutting, and he's going to move up there. It's like, wait a minute, you can't. There should be a law. In fact, it's funny because on the show that I have with Taylor Williams Moniz, she's with a law firm out here, Donahue, Young and Williams. And I told her, I said, write something up so that I can serve it to them that says it's illegal to take my grandkids away from me. It's not right. It's just not right.
It is illegal.
Yeah. See that? Okay. I like it.
I agree.
Yep. So anyway.
Well, my kids and grandkids live in Palmdale, with
Okay.
the exception of one daughter and my 2 great-granddaughters who live in Norfolk, Virginia.
Wow.
And
Wow.
the only reason they're there is because her husband's in the Navy and he's stationed over there.
And that makes sense.
And he didn't want to be there and she be here with 3,000 miles
Sure.
in between.
Yeah. No, I understand that
So
completely.
he was stationed out here for a while.
How often
but,
do you get back there?
How often do I get back there? I
Or
haven't
do they come
been
see you?
No, well, she's coming out this summer.
Nice.
With the 2 kids because he's overseas right now,
Right.
and
Wow.
then we're going to try and I'm taking the entire family back east for Christmas or the week between Christmas and New Year.
That will be awesome.
So
That will be
Cool.
absolutely
yeah,
awesome.
I thought I only live once, and
Of course. Of
why
course.
not
Yeah.
get the whole family together and go?
Well, we're going to have to start planning trips for like week trips to where I go and spend 3 or 4 days in Seattle and then go up to Idaho and spend some time with them and then come back. So we're going to have to do that a lot because I just can't go without seeing my grandkids. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I know. Well, you feel like part of your family is gone.
Absolutely.
Gone.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But
It makes it tough.
don't you feel comfortable with Skype and Zoom, though?
You know
Phil?
what? 2-3 times a day. In fact, I could get a call
Yeah.
anytime from my son in Washington, and he'll have her on the lap, and I'll wave, and she'll smile, and it just melts me. I'm sorry, it just melts me. It's just I've never. I don't know. I don't know. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to have them, and
Yes.
I never knew. You know what I mean? I just never knew how wonderful
Well,
it was to have grandkids.
none of us did.
Yeah, it's funny.
know.
Yeah.
I
But,
mean, it was rough raising children of our own.
yeah, exactly.
know?
Oh yeah. This is a lot more enjoyable.
I know it is. I know it is. I mean, I have them and
Yeah.
go back to
yep,
mom and
yep,
dad.
yep,
I've
exactly
spoiled
right.
you
Exactly
rotten,
right.
but that's fine with me.
You know what I'm finding? I'm finding that I have a lot less energy because now she'll come. I'll pick her up on Friday, and she'll spend till Sunday, and by Sunday I'm spent because just getting up and down off the floor, and you know they just don't stop. My
Oh,
3.5-year-old, she just plays and plays and plays until she burns out. She's like a shooting star, and then she'll play, and I'll be like, oh my God, Grandpa Phil, come sit down, down here, and I go, okay. It just takes me a little time to get back up, but it's not a problem. I'll come down and sit. Oh my God, but it's
That's
it's
what
fun.
that's what happens as we get older, isn't it?
You know what? What's that all about? I figured I'd come on this show and you tell me how to get around that.
I'm not saying old. I
Doctor,
don't
can you help out with that?
I don't believe in the word
We're
old.
working on it.
We're just getting older.
It's so funny. It's so funny. I can't get out of a car. I can't get up without making noise, right? I mean, no matter what. You hear my wife and I, when we get out of the car, she gets out on one side, I get out on the other, and we're both like, it's like stereo. It's like, oh, God, oh, my gosh, wow. And you'd think we were in the car for like 3 hours, and it's just us going to the store.
That's why
pretty bad.
that's why I liked my van, because
Smart.
I can step
Smart.
up into the van and step down out of
Smart.
it. Yes.
Yep.
Whenever the kids come down here, Mom, we're going to take my car? No, we're not going to take your car because I have to get down in it and then fight like great.
Yep.
Sometimes I need help getting out.
You know what's funny is I understand now those like SUVs to where they're higher and they have the really high door. I understand
forget
those
it.
now because my wife and I have
Yeah.
both regular cars, and it's getting. I went to dinner with a friend of mine last night, and I couldn't get out of the car. I swear I couldn't get out. He
Yeah.
goes, "Wow, you all right?" And I went, "Yeah," but I'm 6'4" also, so that
Well,
doesn't help.
No, it doesn't.
So, but anyway, what can you do?
Now,
Find the
anyway,
handles
let's
on the
get
car.
down to business, shall we?
Yes, we
Yes.
shall.
Okay.
Real estate.
Real estate.
You want to know what it's the best of times, it's the worst of times when it comes to real estate right now?
Well,
Please.
yeah, and I'd like to know how many seniors are purchasing homes
Well,
and if there are problems there.
yeah, there's
Senior housing.
Okay, so first
real
let's
estate.
take it on the whole, right, of what's happening with real estate. Okay,
Okay.
we know last year we hit the pandemic and we thought everything was going to stop.
Yeah.
Realtors were then said, you know what, you're essential service, so we're going to let you continue to sell. Your interest rates just dropped to virtually nothing, and it went right through the roof. So this was one business that actually benefited somehow from the virus. And because of the fact that the virus made the interest rates go down into the twos, it brought every single buyer out of the woodwork. So since then, we've been ridiculously crazy when it comes to the sellers. The sellers have been making more and more and more money. And the offers now, we're seeing 20, 30 offers on a property, and to as much as $100,000 and $150,000 over asking. So what you have
Wow.
to do
Wow.
on something like that, which is crazy, but what you have to do is you got to come back. You got to look at an offer and say, okay, we've got it listed for $650,000. You've got an offer at $725,000. First thing is you have to waive the appraisal. Okay, you got to say, I don't care what the appraisal comes in at, and then you've got to actually have enough money in the bank to pay over what the appraised value comes in at. So, just so that you're following me, right? It's worth $650. Okay, it's worth $650. Somebody actually, and they're going to put 10% down. Somebody offers $725. Wow, it's going to appraise for $650. The difference between $650 and $725 has to be paid in cash.
What?
Because the
$10,000.
lender will not lend on anything over $650. So we have to go back and say, okay, you've actually just offered $75,000 over what it's worth. Show me in your bank. Not after you waive the appraisal contingency. You got to say, I don't care about the appraisal. It makes no difference. I'm still going to pay whatever I've offered. I'm still going to pay. You've got to show me that you've got that extra money in the bank. And so if you're putting 10% down on a $650,000 house, that's $65,000.
Yeah.
And if you add the other $75,000, right, now you're looking at $130,000 in cash that you have to put down. So the good news is sellers are killing it, which means lenders are doing great, which means all the ancillary services are doing great. like title and escrow and physical inspections and all of those things, right? But what's getting killed is first-time home buyers, right? FHA buyers, and I'll explain why in a second. VA buyers, all right. So FHA buyer, the people, first-time home buyers, they're saving. They get 3% of the purchase price. They want to buy something that's $500,000. They've saved enough, which is 3%. 3% of the $500,000 is $15,000. They've saved their $15,000. Now they want to go buy a house. So they go and they look at this $500,000 house and they say, yes, we love it. We want to write an offer on it. And the guy writes the offer, the realtor writes the offer, and they put it in and they say, well, that's fine, but we have 27 other offers and most of them are not 500,000, which is what it's listed for. I've got offers at 575, 600, 610, and all those people are actually putting more down because they've got an extra $60,000 or $75,000. Well, this little FHA buyer is going, well, what do I do about that? I've got 15 grand. They don't have a chance. The VA, which is no money down, they don't have a chance. So it's actually, and you know, I've been doing this for 30 years out here, 28 years, and when I started, the average median price in town was $275,000. It just increased to over $700,000 in Santa Clarita.
Wow.
$700,000. And that makes it really tough for somebody who really just wants to get into the market right now. So it's rough. So, and also there's no inventory. You know, we usually carry somewhere around 500 listings. That's usual over my tenure, about 500 listings. When it comes to active listings that you could go out and say, look, I'd like to know how many active listings are, how many are for sale right now? 500. Okay, right now there's 161, 162 listings in all of Santa Clarita. So you have little inventory. You've got a lot of buyers out there still, even though they're starting to dry up. And you've got multiple offers still. I have had 11 sales in the last 6 weeks, 11 closings. 9 of them are moving out of state, which is interesting.
Wow.
And 2 are just going to rent until they think it's going to crash, which is not going to crash. Okay, but that's what they're thinking. They're thinking
So,
it's going to
Phil,
crash. Yeah.
Phil, is it for our seniors though who are living in a big house and the empty nesters? Is this a good time to list their home though?
Okay, so it's a double-edged sword. Okay. Whenever I actually go out on a listing, I'll actually be talking to them and I'll say, are you planning on, number one, staying in town? Are you planning on staying in the state? Yes, we are. Okay. So then I have to actually make it to where we list it contingent on them finding their home of choice. Because if I sell their house and they don't have anywhere to live, they end up in the street. And I always told my people, I'll never have you end up in the street, right? So, so that's the first question. So if it is a senior and we go out, is it a terrific time to sell? Absolutely. Just for the fact that the prices can only come down from here. Because real estate is cyclical, we have beat all expectations, and we've gone about as high as we're possibly going to go. We were supposed to have a correction in 2019 because every 4 to 6 years we have a correction. 2008, remember 2008, we hit the wall.
Yep.
Everything was just down. We waited. 2013, something happened. A light switch went off and said, now everything's so low, it's time to buy. Interest rates are great. And everything's been going up from 2013, 14, 15, all the way up to 2019. And we were actually waiting for it. 2020, here it comes. And then not only did it not go down, interest rates were dropped and we got an extra, it was almost like some kind of weird push. And instead of starting to come down, we got pushed even higher. And now this last push was ridiculously high, okay? So we know for a fact it's coming back down. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah,
and so we monitor, at least I do. I have to monitor all this stuff. I'm on the computer at 3:30 in the morning. I work till 8 o'clock at night, and then I pass out, right? Back up again. I'm on the news. I'm on the computer. I have to know all of these things. It's very, very important to me. So we know that it's going to turn. It has no choice. And we're looking for the signs. So now people are saying, well, there's a bubble coming, okay, like 2008, which is not true. Okay, and they give the examples of why they think that, and all of them are kind of debunked. Okay, first thing is, well, it should be just like it because we've gone up so fast and people can't afford their houses. Well, that's not true. After 2008, when you went in to get a loan, they actually made you do so many things to get a loan. You were a strong buyer. So these strong buyers can withstand a correction in the market. So they're not going to let their homes go to foreclosure. You've got a lot of people that have had moratoriums on their payment, right? So the moratorium on the payment says, hey, guess what? For now, because of coronavirus, you've got a furlough. Don't worry about it. Don't pay us. And they say, well, as soon as that comes back, they're going to owe all this money and then they're going to go to foreclosure. Well, that's not true, because almost all of these people, when it comes to their bank loans, they actually have the ability to just take all that money that they owe, and it could be $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, and put it at the back of the end of the loan. And so they say, well, you know what, but there's no jobs. That's not true. Everybody that's opening up now can't get enough people to work for them.
Yep.
Okay, so all of those things are I think debunked. The problem that you've got are the people that maybe there's going to be a small bubble, and those are the people that have bought over the last year, then have paid $50,000 over what it's worth, and then if things start to go back down, now they're going to be sitting on being negative by about $150,000. Those are the people that scare me, but that's not that many. And in obviously here in Santa Clarita, that might be 3,000 homes. So that's not a lot. So getting back to your original question, and I'm sorry that I digress. The senior.
Double edge. The double edge.
The senior, if for some reason they do want to sell, it's a terrific time to sell because they will maximize their profit. But they have to have a place to go. One of the good choices are some of the senior facilities that we have out here. 5 Points and a bunch of the other retirement communities. Those are terrific, and I think that they still have inventory. But here's an interesting thing. Builders, you'd think, okay, well, builders will take care of this. And there's a lot of building going on right now.
Oh.
But some of the things that are the problem with the builders right now is last year about this time, they decided to slow down on actual lumber when it comes to making the lumber. They slowed down because of coronavirus. They thought, oh, this is going to be bad. No one's going to build everything. So they geared everything down. And now they're trying to gear back up. So they had two problems. Number one was not only did they need all of the lumber that they actually had that they slowed down for, but they also they don't have anybody to help them, right? So they're trying to catch up on the actual lumber manufacturing. This year, last time, I'll be quick. Each single-family detached home was costing an extra $10,000 in lumber. Now it's $35,872 for lumber, just lumber for the new construction on a regular single-family detached home.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Your time here went too quick. We just got started. So don't stay away so long next time, Phil.
Right.
I think you know how to get a hold of me.
Yes.
I think you do.
Yes.
And thank you so much for being
letting
me be on the show.
But let our listening audience know how to get in touch with you.
You know what? If they ever want to talk to me, if they have any questions at all, they can actually just call me at 661
Yes.
312
Yes.
3561. Or they can go to my website, which is just my name, philnordella.com. Yes.
Great, Phil.
Terrific.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you for having me.
Great
I'm looking
information.
forward to
Hope
the
I didn't
next
talk too
time.
much.
No, we wanted you to.
No, you didn't.
But we ran out of time, unfortunately. So
Well,
you'll be coming back, Phil.
It's great to see you.
Yes,
Great
same
to see you.
here.
Great, Phil. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS.
Celebrate the new year with the Canyon Theater Guild's new spring online youth workshops. Express yourself from the comfort of your own home with super fun classes like improv, script writing, audition techniques, and 2 brand new shows specifically designed for online performances. No borders, no experience necessary, and no end to the fun. Call 661-799-2702 or visit us at canyontheater.org.
There are many memorable restaurants in Santa Clarita, but 3 words stand out from the crowd. Mom can cook.
Mamá puede cocinar.
Mom can cook the best Thai food on this side of the planet.
Mama fait la cuisine.
No matter what language you use, Mom Can Cook says it all. Thai food at its finest, all your favorite dishes, and Mom's very own original specialties. Experience it on Soledad by the Canyon Country Post Office.
Mama 요리가 좋으세요?
Mom Can Cook.
Loss of hearing can affect the quality of life. Santa Clarita Hearing Center can help. They specialize in both preventative hearing loss and corrective measures, including diagnostic tests, new technology hearing aids, cochlear implants, hearing protection, and tinnitus treatment. They can adjust your current hearing aids or fit you for new ones. Santa Clarita Hearing Center also offers sleep molds, swim molds, and musician monitors. Book an appointment today. Log on to SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com. Located on McBean Parkway next to the hospital. That's SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com.
Your hometown station.
Life takes us in different directions sometimes, and we may not always have computer access for breaking news. KHTS has a solution. Text alerts. Breaking news you need to know about fast. Freeway closed? We'll text you directly. Emergency police activity in the Santa Clarita Valley? We'll text you. Sign up now for text alerts at hometownstation.com. KHTS has your back.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Today for lunch, why not try The Sandwich Shop, located on Avenue Stamford, right off Rye Canyon. The Sandwich Shop offers dozens of hot or cold, affordable, premium deli sandwiches. Gourmet soups and salads are also available. Regulars indulge in the cheesy focaccia rolls, which is a customer favorite. Then top it off with owner Charlie Chung's chunky chocolate chip cookies. Breakfast and catering is also available. The Sandwich Shop, since 1983, located on Avenue Stamford, right off Rye Canyon. ValenciaSandwichShop.com to place your order.
Hey, Ned, what's with the cape and tights again? Didn't the boss tell you about that?
No, this time I'm really a Pacific Air hero. I'm flying around keeping our customers cool with our WOW AC tune-up. It's Super Ned to the rescue!
Get in the truck, Ned.
Well, we're not letting Ned run around in tights.
But we are saving people every day.
Mark Schneider and daughter Kaylee for Pacific Air.
We're saving people from a hot, miserable home caused by an aging or broken AC system.
When you call Pacific Air, we know your time is precious. So we promise on-time service to save you time.
And right now, with every WOW AC tune-up, we will disinfect and sanitize the inside of your heating and air system free. We think you'll say,
wow!
When you want the best, call Pacific Air.
Get Pacific Air's WOW AC tune-up for just $77. Go to pacair.com, Pacaire. Remember, without the E, it's just air.
Hey there, it's Tori with your hometown station weather. It's going to be hot today. We're looking at sunny skies and highs in the upper 90s. Overnight lows in the upper 50s, low 60s. For anything and everything Santa Clarita Valley related, go to hometownstation.com.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
I listen to it all day, every day.
Hometown, your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS. And our next guest is Adam Laraway of Focus Physical Therapy. Good morning. No, it's good afternoon, isn't it?
Yes,
Usually it's
is.
morning, but we've changed our time from 11 to 12 now.
Yeah.
So something I have to get used to.
Yeah.
Anyway, good afternoon. It's good to see you.
Welcome, Adam.
Thank you.
Yes.
Welcome to our show.
Yes. And tell us what you do.
So I'm a physical therapist, and I opened up my own physical therapy practice about 21 months ago here in Santa Clarita.
Oh, brand new.
Yep. I had I've been a partial owner of a clinic up in the Antelope Valley for the last 16 years, and I've been practicing for almost 21 years. So, but I wanted to be here local and give back to my community and get involved, and that's what I've been doing.
So you live here then?
I live here, yeah.
You live here.
Yeah, I've lived here for the last 14 years.
Oh, I got you beat.
Yeah.
I won't tell you how long. No, I've been here since 1968.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Beautiful place to be.
Absolutely.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, the kids and I, my boys and I used to ride motorcycles at the end of our street, and it would go up into hills into the dirt before the 14 freeway was built. They'd say, come on, Mom, you can make it, you can make it.
There you go.
But anyway, physical therapy.
Yes.
How does it benefit seniors?
Well, seniors typically are trying to stay active and keep mobile, and so if there's limitations as far as pain, or maybe a stiff joint, or they've had a surgery, we rehab them and get them back to doing what they want to do, meet their goals, so that they're playing golf, going able to walk, able to squat and get down something in a cupboard or stuff like that. One of the things that really kind of differentiates me from all the other PT clinics is I have a new piece of technology called the Newbie. It's direct current stimulation, but
The Newbie?
The Newbie.
N-E-W-B-I-E?
N-E-U-B-I-E.
N-E-U-B-I-E.
Yeah.
Newbie. N-E-U-B-I-E.
So
That's funny.
It's cool stuff. It's been around. It got FDA clearance in September of 2017. But it has been a game changer for physical therapy for my practice. It allows me to map your neurological system and figure out where the problem is. Sometimes that's not necessarily where the pain is. And then we take you through movement patterns with the stimulation on, and it helps to re-educate the brain on and get rid of the pain and restore the function. It's been really, really cool.
Well, is it a tiny machine of some kind, or?
I guess it's probably 18 inches or so. It's on a rolling cart. Sometimes I have patients walking with the stimulation on to re-educate the muscles and get things going. But it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun in the sense that I've seen things in the last 21 months that I've never seen in my career, because I'm getting a lot of people that have struck out kind of in the healthcare field with getting relief, and I've been able to help them, preventing some surgeries and helping out with a lot of different things. It's been pretty cool.
So, do you visit homes if necessary?
I do not. I am only an outpatient clinic, so you got to be able to. Yeah, you got to be able to come to me.
How interesting.
Yeah.
So Adam, so typically with my patients, they've had some debility of some kind. Some of them are post-surgery.
Yes.
And they need some rehab, some physical therapy.
Yes.
In order to get to your office, they have to, Medicare will pay for that visit if they have a prescription. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So, though that prescription typically comes from like an orthopedist or a physiatrist.
Yeah.
And those typically, they also say the person is status post surgery, hip surgery, or back pain.
Yep.
And then you assess the patient and then figure out what the treatment plan is going to be.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. So you have the opportunity to get to know the patient, to get to know their strengths and their weaknesses,
yes,
and figure out how you're going to get them literally back on their feet and functioning again.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So what happens is you call in and you schedule an evaluation with either myself or Rebecca is also my physical therapist that works with me, and we are both trained to use the Newbie, and so we put you through different tests and stuff like that to figure out, like you said, kind of range of motion deficits or strength deficits. Kind of assessing what's going on with all the soft tissue in that respect, and then we get a game plan of how we want to treat you and how we want to get you back to your goals. The patient, working with the patient is crucial in figuring out what it is they want to get back to. So whether it's getting back to gardening or getting back to be able to take a walk or whatever, that's where we really kind of get involved with working with the patient, in conjunction to figure out what they want to get back to.
And how, a lot of what you do, though, is personal education and teaching the patient themselves to utilize what your teachings are, and then to be able to do it at home as well, because they might see you once or twice a week.
Right.
But then the rest of the week, one has to be diligent and make sure they're doing their own physical therapy as well.
Exactly, yeah. And we do give what's called a home exercise program, and so we print out pictures with different things that we recommend that will help with whatever it is, the deficits that we're addressing. And you can use it either on the computer, on your phone, or we, like I said, print out a hard copy as well.
Well, do you give any exercise programs where, like, riding a bike or doing these kinds of movements?
We do.
The kind of exercise that they can do at home instead of going to your office on a regular basis.
We do, and I mean, like I said, one of the things that differentiates us as using the newbie and so getting to the really heart of the problem. Obviously, you can't do that at home, but it's been, if you're, healing from a surgery, we know that direct current, which is what the newbie is, stimulates tissue healing quicker. So we can then utilize that in clinic to get you back quicker. So, we're seeing strength changes coming back stronger, much quicker. We're seeing swelling and edema, getting rid of that a lot quicker. That's what's been pretty cool to see that quicker progress, so that we can get you to that home program, so that you don't have to come in for months and months and months.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so they may buy different kinds of equipment.
Yeah, we try to give our home programs so that you can pretty much do it with minimal stuff. We might have you get a little small band for, $4 or $5. We do a doorway kit that's, like $35 that gives you a whole bunch of different bands. But, we try and make stuff more kind of functional, I guess, in a sense. So,
yeah.
Sometimes doing a sit to stand is just an exercise, and working the hips and the glutes and the quads and because sometimes that's really tough, getting up from the toilet seat. It can be low.
Yeah,
and so if your glutes and your quads aren't strong, it can be a real challenge. And so sometimes that is an exercise we just have to address.
So. Well, I think most seniors, me included, have to get the higher toilets.
Right, yeah, the raised
toilets.
Yep.
Because it's sometimes very hard to.
Right.
And you go to these public restrooms, and
Yeah.
good heavens, those things are almost in the floor.
Right, exactly, yeah. Well, and sometimes even just, going to the local restaurants and stuff like that, if those seats are low.
That's
and
right.
your muscles aren't, strong enough, it's hard to get up and out of those booths.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, I prefer booths that I can step up onto
yeah.
and then step down.
Yeah,
because I
think,
it sure does. And that's one of the drawbacks of getting older. But no, I guess you could really do physical therapy every day, couldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And with the home program, we obviously assess with the patient, what they're able to do and what they're able to tolerate. If we can do it 7 days a week, great. But most of the exercises we give you aren't going to make you real sore or anything like that.
Yeah.
So they can be done every day. But if there's some soreness, we may only have you do them 3 to 4 times a week. And take a day off. So because recovery is important as well.
Oh yes.
You know.
It is, and if you don't recover fully, the chances are you'll get hurt again a lot quicker.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that really makes a big difference.
It really does. It really does.
And I guess when you see a patient in your office and give her or him the physical therapy treatments and then have them go home and do more and then come back to see you, you obviously see an improvement.
Yes. That's the goal.
Yes, that is the goal. Yep, that is the goal.
Yeah.
And it's, well, now, what made you decide to go into this type of business, physical therapy?
I was a patient when I was 17. I was a pitcher, and I started having some shoulder and some elbow issues, and had a couple scans done. I have a torn labrum in my right shoulder, and so saw an orthopedic surgeon, and they wanted to do surgery, and at 17, that scared the heck out of me. And so we decided to go the physical therapy route first, and I did really well. I got to the point where I had no pain. I was back to throwing and pitching, and I thought, hey, this is pretty cool stuff. So I volunteered at the clinic where I was a patient after I was discharged, and the rest is history. I went straight into PT school, and here I am 21 years later.
And very successful businesses, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you say you moved from Palmdale office and moved it down here, or do you still have one up there?
That's kind of a long story, but I ended up resigning from the clinic that I was a director of and a partial owner of up in the Antelope Valley, and we were part of a big corporation that grew quite a bit over the 16 years that I was with them. And then they, when I resigned, unfortunately, they decided to close the clinic. And so they actually closed the clinic, which was really kind of sad because
Which was your fault.
Which was my fault. It was absolutely my fault. Yeah. But it was the first clinic to open up in the Antelope Valley, and it was there for 40 years. And
good heavens! And they decided to close it.
They did. Yeah. So we had three other therapists there at the time, and I just decided I wanted to come down here and be local and be more involved in the community. And when I resigned, they ended up closing the clinic. I was kind of shocked.
I bet you were. My goodness.
So,
did-
Adam.
Yes.
Go ahead, Gene.
So part of what our seniors face is are problems with balance.
Yes.
And we know people fall because of a problem with balance. But
Absolutely.
one of the things that we assess in a hospital setting and in a doctor's office setting is the balance, because it could come from medication, could be contributing, dehydration can contribute. But there are definitely joint, muscle, soft tissue problems as well that contribute as well. And part of what you do is assess balance, isn't it?
It is, yeah, spot on there, definitely. We have a lot of different tools that we use in the clinic, and working on single leg stance and tandem walking and that type of stuff. And because you could be in the kitchen and you back up and turn around, and if your balance is off, whether it's because maybe your ankle intrinsics, the small muscles that control your feet are off a little bit. Unfortunately, as we get older, a lot of people suffer from like peripheral neuropathy, so they kind of lose some sensation in their feet and not have as much, dexterity. But we educate and discuss. There's basically 3 systems that do your balance. Your vision, your hearing, and your proprioceptive input. So we work on all 3 of those systems.
And that's very interesting because I have neuropathy as a result of going through chemotherapy.
Yep.
And it's very interesting because the nighttime is when it's worse for me. And I have to be extremely careful if I have to get up in the middle of the night.
Absolutely.
I have to hold on to the table that's here, and then stand up very slowly and hold on to another piece of furniture to get myself up and steady.
Right.
And it's especially worse when you wake up in the middle of the night.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's dark.
Yes.
And so your vision is then
and you're
compromised.
lying lying down.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you've got to get up.
Yep.
And that's when I feel that it affects me the most.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It really does. And sometimes I've, tilted sideways and sit back down again.
Yep.
Get your bearings,
Absolutely.
And that's my biggest problem now is balance.
Yeah.
I have to be very careful.
Yeah.
And Barbara, some people are listening to you right now and not listening, but I will guarantee that as you get older, what you just described, everybody's going to get.
Yeah.
So people should listen carefully to what Adam is saying right now, because it hits us all. It comes at us sometimes hard and heavy, where we fall and we get injured.
Absolutely.
And the best way to prevent that is to know that there are certain things you can do beforehand to improve your balance, and other things that you might do that'll keep you out of the hospital and keep you out of surgery.
Yeah. It's interesting you mentioned, some of the peripheral neuropathy from the chemotherapy, and I have to be real careful because of HIPAA, but I did have a client that I worked with who had some, pretty significant peripheral neuropathy and damage from some of the chemotherapy. And again, kind of going back to my newbie, but I use it in another capacity where what we do is called the master reset, and it stimulates the vagus nerve. And I was treating this person for a different problem, but we used the reset with them, and they started noticing the peripheral neuropathy improved. And so we ended up seeing them for about 5 months, and we got complete resolution of all of the peripheral neuropathy, completely off of the pain medication that they were on for it. And they'd been on that for 8 years. And it was just amazing to watch. But back to now doing yoga and pickleball and all these things that they were not able to do before. The master reset's kind of cool because it stimulates the what's called the vagus nerve, and that's responsible for your autonomic nervous system and specifically the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps with recovery. And I think that's kind of what we're seeing is how it's working.
Wow, that's terrific.
Yeah, it's cool stuff.
That's terrific. Yeah, it's having your balance off is it's scary.
Absolutely.
It really is scary.
It's scary and dangerous.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
because sometimes I've turned around too fast, not even thinking about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because I'm the type of person, if I think of something, got to do it right now,
right.
know. And I'll turn myself around and all of a sudden, whoa. Slow down, Barbara.
Yep.
Slow down.
Yep.
Because I have a tendency to go down the hall in a hurry.
Yeah.
And whoa. hold on to the sides of the walls, and I'm thinking, what are you doing, Barbie? You know better.
Yeah.
But my mind says, oh, got to get it done now.
Yeah. And that sounds like, your vestibular system is getting, some stimulation there, and so we need to work on that. And, that's important because if you're, say, out for a walk with your friend and you guys are talking, if you turn your head to look at them while you're walking in a straight line, your vestibular system gets, has to adjust to that. And if it can't, you're going to lose your balance and you may walk, lose your path deviation. And so we can work on that type of stuff. So we do different exercises in the clinic where we walk and we practice the head turn or doing those different things, or try movements going from, sometimes laying down to sitting up, and working on that so that that vestibular system can adapt to that.
Well, it's very interesting too, because walking upstairs, going up is great. Coming down, that's a completely different matter. Well, I was in France, in Paris. My husband and I went there on my 75th birthday. I climbed the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, wow.
641 steps. It was fantastic going up.
Yeah.
Coming back down, that's a completely different matter.
Yep.
And what I should have done was take the elevator down, like Russ did.
Yeah.
I said, no, I'm going to walk. I need the exercise.
Absolutely. Yeah, going downstairs, especially after surgery, is much more difficult. The muscles have to contract a little differently.
Yeah.
And so if they're weak, it's much harder for them to work that way.
That's very true.
Yeah.
We need to take a break, don't we? Yes. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS.
Your business sign is essential to getting customers to your location. Feathers can help you get your business noticed. Feathers, now in a new larger space with plenty of parking. They walk you through each phase of your project with special attention to detail and quality. Feathers will provide you a sign that you can be proud of. Your sign will draw customers in instead of having them drive by. Visit Feathers online at feathersigns.com or go to Feathers' brand new bigger location at 26017 Huntington Drive off Rye Canyon or call 298-9442.
Reeves Complete Auto Center is open to handle service and repairs for your vehicle. With a 2-year, 24,000-mile parts and labor warranty, Dave Reeves and his team have been exceeding their customers' expectations for decades. Reeves Complete Auto Center is here for you on Soledad and Ruther. ReevesService.com. Reeves Complete Auto Center, caring about Santa Clarita and you.
There's a very good reason Embrace Your Smile has been voted Santa Clarita's #1 orthodontist for 10 years in a row.
Honestly, it's our team.
Dr. Megan LaCornu.
I think for me, what makes it stand out is when I have patients that come up to me and say, we have never been in a doctor's office that feels like this. Our team is a family, and we really get along, and we are really passionate about what we do, helping our patients get the smiles they want and deserve.
Dr. Megan LaCornu of Embrace Your Smile Orthodontics.
Embrace your smile.
EmbraceYourSmile.com.
Hey there, it's Tori with your hometown station weather. It's going to be hot today. We're looking at sunny skies and highs in the upper 90s. Overnight lows in the upper 50s, low 60s. For anything and everything Santa Clarita Valley related, go to hometownstation.com.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
You just had an accident. Now what?
I'm Caesar from Body Shop 661. After you get into a car accident and call your insurance company, chances are they're going to send you to a cut-rate auto body just to save themselves some money.
So, what do I do?
Call me at Body Shop 661. Your car will get taken care of as if it were my own. No second-rate parts, and the job isn't finished until it's done right. Body Shop 661 handles all types of vehicles, foreign and domestic. Plus, I work with all insurance companies.
Locally owned and operated for over 20 years. On Ruther, just past Home Depot. Call Body Shop 661 at 251-2252.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS. And we're speaking with physical therapist Adam Laraway, who has a business out here. And very busy man, aren't you?
Yeah, we are actually pretty busy, so that's a good problem to have, though.
Well, yes, it is. If you have your own business, it is good. Now, do you ever do physical therapy on yourself or your
I do.
associate do it on you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm for the most part pretty healthy, but I was doing a whole bunch of push-ups a few months ago, and I injured my shoulder with that same shoulder that I
hurt
that I
when you were
hurt
17.
17. I have a
Wow.
history of subluxation, so I was doing my third set of 20 push-ups, and for some reason it started to come out of the socket, and it was pretty painful, but I was able to rehab it myself.
You were?
Yep.
Push it back into the socket?
Well, it didn't dislocate; it just kind of subluxed, which means kind
Subluxed.
of comes in and goes out.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't go
Oh.
fully out. Yeah.
Okay, that must have been painful.
Yeah, it was not comfortable.
Ooh, I can't imagine. I've
Yep.
never had anything wrong with any part of my body, really.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's a blessing right there.
Yes, that's true. I've been in a couple of automobile accidents, but other than that, I've managed to stay in relatively good health.
That's good.
And I get on that bike and pedal
Yep.
every day.
Keep moving. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yes. And I try to do these kinds of arms, ups and downs
Yep.
and backs and sides and that kind of thing.
Yep.
Moving my arms and keeping my body
Yeah.
moving.
Movement is crucial.
It
really
is. It's
That-
critical.
that good old saying, move it or lose it, is so true.
And I have to constantly, as I said before, tell myself, slow down, Barbara, slow down.
Yep.
And I keep thinking I'm not as old as I think I am. I'm older than I think I am. So my body doesn't want to cooperate.
There you
That's the pits of getting older. Isn't it, Gene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You at some point, and you always think it's like 30 years old when you start to feel it, but when you get to 60 or 70, it really starts taking its toll. And it's not fun, but I do think, as Adam said, you gotta stay in motion. It's perpetual motion, and you have to be consistent with it. And there are some individuals who weren't athletic like Adam and pitched and things like that, but there's a value to constantly doing something every day.
Absolutely.
And when you have these step things when you're supposed to do 10,000 steps, that's good, but other exercises are good as well. And I think it's important that people understand that and don't give up on that idea that you got to stay active. So Adam, where is Focus Physical Therapy?
We are off of Lyons and Peachland, just right above Valencia Pharmacy.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
In the second floor of the front building there.
Yep. The Plaza
Yeah,
Posada
okay.
is the
Plaza Posada. That's it.
You're in
Yep.
Plaza Posada.
Yes. Yep.
And you're
how
next
do-
to. What are you next to?
Right. We're right above Valencia Pharmacy.
Oh.
Yeah, right upstairs. And there's an elevator to get up to the second floor, so you don't have to worry about those stairs.
Yeah, there are also
Perfect,
stairs.
So what's your phone number over there in case we can get there's individuals who might be interested in newbie and also just good physical therapy?
Absolutely. 661-255-4205.
So that's
661.
255-4205.
Yes.
Great. Well, it's really important that people understand, Adam, the value of physical therapy. And I really think, we talk about medicine, we talk about orthopedists and physiatrists and those things, and in hospital care.
Yes.
But when it's outpatient, Adam, it's critically important that people, especially seniors, realize the role that you are going to play in assuring that people's quality of life is sustained, that they can age in place, stay at home, and not end up in a nursing home.
Absolutely.
So just like you say, perpetual motion.
Yeah.
You got to
That's
keep
right.
moving around and make sure that you value this understanding, because when people don't, Adam, they go downhill.
Absolutely.
And whether it be peripheral neuropathy or balance or muscle strain, Adam, it's really important that people understand there are ways to keep yourself healthy and stay out of hospitals and stay in their home.
Absolutely.
And it's so important too, Gene, because you are a geriatric physician. You see seniors all the time, and
Absolutely.
they need to keep in shape. And doing physical therapy may be the best way.
Absolutely.
Or one of the
There's
best
no
ways.
doubt about it.
Yes.
So once again, Focus Physical Therapy, Adam, Thanks for being on our show today. We appreciate it. 661-255-4205. We are sponsored by Comfort Keepers In-Home Care, Santa Clarita Hearing Center, Traditions Home and Hospice Care. Listen to us next week on the Senior Hour. Now go and enhance